Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be playing some more Remnant 2. Now, when this game first came out, it did have some criticism about performance and it was extremely demanding to run. It has been at least 3 patches since the game has came out, and they've really improved on performance. One being released on the 8th of August 2023, and that is patch version 384.210. Some of the patch notes are ongoing optimization to improve overall performance, fix multiple reported crash bugs, and potential fix for game thread timeout, waiting for render thread crash. So there were a few crash issues as well, which have been resolved. But one of the main things I want to show off is that, quickly go through the in-game settings before. I'm playing at a native resolution of 3840 by 2160, unlocked frame rate, and no upscaling being used. Everything is at ultra, and detail shadows are on, and FOV is just at normal. And before, you would be sub 60 FPS on an RTX 4090. By quite some margin, you usually be between 48 to 52, maybe 55 at a maximum at native 4K. But they've improved that, and that's nice to see. I'm not too sure what kind of performance you get with DLSS, but before you were getting between 90 to 120, depending on where you were. But it's nice to see that they've improved on things. I've really enjoyed this game. I've already beat the game, and it was absolutely a surprise to me, to be honest. I never really played the first Remnant very seriously, and once you get into this and you understand the mechanics of the game and the level of customization you have is just ridiculous, and can really make a style and player your own to match the way you play. And the co-op was pretty good as well. I had a lot of fun in co-op, and yeah, they just made a great game, to be honest. This is an Unreal Engine 5 game, one of the first publicly available that's not a demo. Let's deal with these guys. Make sure no one's creeping up behind me. Looks like there's going to be a lot of them. Okay. No problem. Okay. That's the mod of my I can't remember what weapon it's called. I haven't played this game for like a week or so, so a little bit rusty, but I'm just check the gun. It is called the Nightfall. I've maxed it out plus 10. This is the gun you get for beating, I think it's the forgot what the boss is called. She's pretty strong, but this is the weapon you can make with the material she drops. Definitely worth it. So the mod is you kind of go invisible, so your enemies can't really track you. You have infinite ammo with your weapon, and as long as you've got like damage multipliers and weak spot multipliers, aim multipliers, then you can really do some serious damage. And best thing to do is get some mod in extenders as well, so your mod period lasts a bit longer. You can really wreck bosses pretty quickly. But yeah, it is nice to be able to get over 60 frames per second now at native 4K. I did pick the realm with a lot of foliage and vegetation because it's pretty much the most demanding of the assets that get loaded. So this is as bad as it's going to get, really, in my opinion. Maybe someone else can dispute that, but to my knowledge at least, these are some of the, this is one of the most demanding realms. I'm looking at the CPU utilization. It's interesting that they're pretty much only using the P cores of my i9 3900K, so you can tell they've specifically optimized for that. That doesn't just happen by accident. I'm just gonna have a quick look at my map, see where I haven't explored yet. So I need to jump down and go straight down. Hopefully we can come up against some bosses or something. So this is me re-rolling the adventure. Because this game has a lot of procedural generation, you can actually face multiple bosses in the same area, which is insane. So there's a lot of replayability factor to this game, more than any that I've seen in most games. They've really given you a lot of reason to get really strong and then up the difficulty and then play again, because there's literally like a whole set of bosses you may have not have encountered which have their own weapon drops. It's great fun. Okay, so when you hear that chime, it usually means there's an elite enemy coming around. So you just gotta be careful. Yeah, that was the elite enemy. He wasn't very elite against me because I'm a little bit too strong for it. But I love the way that the sound of the game gives you all of these cues as to what to expect. So you get like two separate kind of sounds. That one with the chime kind of sound is when you're facing an elite. There's one with more of a horn or brass instrument. That one usually means you're going to face a horde of enemies and you're going to get overwhelmed. So, you know, you kind of know what to expect. So that's pretty clever. And another thing I praise this game is the amount of secrets there are in this game. There's so much that they've done that you need to play over and over again to find everything. It's just insane. The amount of planning you would have needed to do to, you know, to make something like this. I'm not too sure what goes into it, but they've done a great job. So yeah, one of the more pleasant surprises of 2023. I bought this game because I just generally love RPG games anyway, and it is like a third-person shooter RPG type with Souls-like elements, so it's a bit of a hybrid in a way, but it works very well. Anyway, I need to keep going forward. There's a boss I can take on over there. So yeah, I haven't of course been watching my FPS counter in the top left hand corner. By the way, I get asked this so much. This is MSI Afterburner with Revo Tuner statistics server. You can customize the fields that you want to monitor, so I can monitor practically every aspect of my GPU if I wanted, but I try to have it in a way that is useful to you guys. In my own style, you can kind of make it look any way you want. This is the style I like. I think it's for viewership. I think it's quite transparent, and that was what I was thinking when I designed it. But yeah, MSI Afterburner can really be highly customized, so this isn't no special software or anything like that. Anyway, I'm gonna take my chances against the boss and see how I do. May as well. So yeah, I haven't played this game for so long, I just activated one of my abilities rather than healing. So it's no big deal. The cooldown for this isn't too long, so let's get into it. Hopefully I don't die. I will say though, the game doesn't look as sharp as I remember before. It looked a little bit more sharp. I'm just going to check the in-game settings, see if there is a sharpened slider, because it does look like things are a little bit sharper. That may kind of suggest that to achieve this performance boost they've taken something away, because I just remember it being a lot more sharp, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. Maybe it's just me. Let me know in the comments if you think the game looks a little bit more soft than it did before. I just remember everything looking very sharp and popping a lot more, but it could just be me. I haven't played the game in a while, so my memory of it may not be as accurate as it once was. I hate these enemies are the worst. Not this version of it, there's another one where when you start attacking it, no matter how far away from you it is, it can like warp or teleport right towards you and then just strike you. And sometimes you don't realize that it's there, so they can kind of catch you out. Let's see what's around here. Oh, we've got some action. So that was the other kind of more brassy instrument type sound that I was mentioning. That usually means there's going to be a lot of enemies coming now. Okay. This is the one I'm talking about. Okay, we got an elite coming as well. Here we go. I'm not going to get taken down by you. Light work to me. Yeah, this enemy is a little bit strange. So you'll kill it, and then it will kind of release like a little spawn, miniature spawn of itself. And if you don't take that down within a set time period, that enemy respawns with full health. So it's a bit of a tricky one. Oh, I found a trait. Awesome. You can get unbelievably powerful on this game, and you need to if you want to play at the most highest difficulty. And I need to keep my distance. Make sure nothing's trying to flank me. Yeah, I love to do that on this game. Okay, seems I've gathered everything here. I'm just going to use that trait that I got. I'm trying to do up my blood bond so I can absorb a bit of damage. This game really does reward you for really putting in the time, because you can do up traits, and then you can, once you get certain traits to level 10, you get to keep them permanently, and then you can kind of move on to a different kind of layout and then learn that trait. And if you can get that to level 10, you can kind of keep stacking up these traits and really build a very, very powerful, overpowered character. It does take a lot of time, but it's certainly rewarding if you do it. But yeah, loving the performance now. I still think the game visually doesn't really suffer much when you use DLSS quality. So in my opinion, I would go with DLSS quality. I generally make fixed setting benchmarks, so I'm not gonna put DLSS on now just to show you the performance, because that's something I'll do in another video maybe. But I would imagine the game with DLSS also has a positive improvement. Oh man, where do you guys come from? Alright, use my gun. When there's multiple enemies, this is just the gun to use. Okay, it's okay. I've got a trait that allows me to kind of bring myself back from the dead at least once if I get killed. So I would have died there without having that trait, or the prime perk, should I say. So depending on the character class you choose, you get something called a prime perk. It's like a really powerful, unique ability that can't be transferred. And my prime perk is, if I die, I can bring myself back once. All right. And it really helps with boss battles, especially when you're just learning their attacks and their combinations. Okay, let's keep going forward. I wonder what you guys think of the performance. Do you think this is more acceptable of hardware like this for an Unreal Engine 5 game? Do you still think the game doesn't look like it should be so demanding? A lot of people feel that the game visually isn't very impressive and shouldn't be as demanding as it is. as I've pretty much played every AAA game this year and almost every demanding 4K PC game there is, generally the 4090 will be in the triple digits when you're running native 4K. So this game definitely is up there in terms of demand on the hardware. It certainly wouldn't make a case for saying it's unreasonable what the demands are. I've got a few enemies heading my way. As I said, they like to try and ambush you. I'm in a bad place at the moment. Let's just create a bit of distance. I don't know if I've got anything for my affliction right now, but I got to clear the way anyway. There you are. There you are. Keep popping up random places. Okay, let's see if I got anything for that rock root affliction. Doesn't seem like I do. So I'm just gonna have to find a checkpoint as soon as I can. Because this is gonna really affect my character. You're gonna start coughing and it really breaks your rhythm. So it's not a great thing to have, believe me. It really can put you in a tricky situation most of the time.
No, here they come.
I think I got curse as well, so I can't even get back to maximum stamina.
Empty.
Get off me. That takes you too high, you'll just drop, you'll die from the full damage. You gotta be aware of that. The tricky enemy, man. It's not necessarily difficult to kill, but it's very, very dangerous at the same time. Okay, let's have a look where the nearest checkpoint is. I haven't discovered it yet, but I need one desperately. Overall though, hopefully the work continues to improve things. Again, where this is an Unreal Engine 5 game, don't really have a massive pool of games using this engine yet to know if the demanding performance is just related to this engine and not really the developer itself. As far as I'm aware, this only uses nanite and not lumen. So this could technically be far more demanding if they chose. Why can't I jump up here? It's not that high. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and jump. I'm gonna have to time it so I don't cough and get myself killed. Okay, let's give it a go. I'll wait for myself to cough again. What do we have here? Some materials. There's loads of weapons I haven't maxed out yet, so it's always good to have these materials because you're gonna need them. I've pretty much cleared this little section here, so let's see where else we can go. Have a look at the map. I'm gonna go back on myself and then go around the corner. It gets round here, and then I gotta go. Get turned around on this game if you're not careful. But yeah, there's an area here I haven't explored, so let's go. Yeah, doing a lot better now, so I'm happy with the improvement. But I still would prefer to use the LSS. The game just feels a lot better at like 120 FPS to me. Grab some ammo as well. Looks like I've got a group of enemies I need to take down in quick succession. Come on with it. I'm almost out of ammo now. Yeah, once you get that affliction, it's pretty much game over, to be honest. But I think I'll leave it there, guys. Just really wanted to show the improvements in Remnant 2. As you can see, it's certainly performing a lot better now. Even when you're usually around this crystal, performance used to proper tank, and it doesn't do that so much anymore, so it's good to see. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for me. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.